Okay. To Jahan? Yes.
5 seconds throw, I think. I mean, if you see the still shot of it, he's just kind of alone.
Yeah, obviously great protection, and that takes a lot of patience for a quarterback when in that particular case when you're not on rhythm but you're not getting pressured to actually stay and go. He did that last year at Tampa to OZ. Very, it reminded me they were very similar plays, and I remember how cool we thought that was, that there wasn't pressure. He was able to just sit in there and find what happened and not get, he just was very calm, cool, collective. Obviously, great job by the offensive line to keep that protection for that long. And then Jahan found his way he kind of fought through some contact and found his way to get open. So, it was a full team effort there. And it really is a spectacular play by Jalen and the offensive line there, and then Jahan finishing it.
I know you're still in kick, the opening kick. What'd you make of that?
Yeah, it was a tone setter. Oren has been a really good player here for us the entire season. He went in there and played good when N'Kobe went down at linebacker as well. He played good last week at linebacker, but he's always been a spark for us on special teams. And I remember Howie, when we signed him, was just like, hey, this guy is one of the best third, fourth linebackers in the NFL, and we were so excited to get him. And he's a special teams stud. And he's shown that, right? I think he's forced 2 fumbles now on the year on special teams, but that was a big-time hit. Big emphasis for us this week because Nixon's a phenomenal football player. I have so much respect for their special teams coach and their assistant coach, who I actually had a chance to work with as well. They're really good coaches. I just can't say enough about Green Bay and their players and their coaches. That's a good football team. But just a big time play by Oren and Jake by placing it the right place. Jake was phenomenal kicking the kickoffs today, and then we beat the blocks that we needed to beat in that particular case and made a big time play. You can't start a game better than that. Which last time we played them, it didn't start great for us. That felt like 2 years ago, but it didn't start that great for us, right? Yeah, Nolan has just continued to get better. Nolan, I gave him a game ball in there because just his efforts. I love Nolan Smith. I mean, I want my kids aren't going to play defensive end. I know that my 2 sons aren't going to play defensive end. They're not going to have the genes to do so. But I want my sons to play football like Nolan Smith. As hard, like before my kids go out to play any sport, I say have fun, play hard, be physical, and that guy is the definition of those things. He has fun out there. He has fun with his teammates. His teammates love him. He plays hard as I've ever seen anybody play. And this dude is a physical guy. I mean, I can't say enough about the way he plays this game. He loves this game. You love guys like that, and you love when they can. But that's a credit to Howie and his staff of the guys that they have brought in here, right? Because we've talked so much about the guys that love football, the guys that are tough, the guys that have high football IQ. Those guys have a tendency, God willing, to reach their full potential, and I think that's what you're seeing. That the intangibles for Nolan Smith are there, and so you're seeing him get better each week and each time he steps on the field because when you have those intangibles particularly. You have no choice but to get better. Like you just get better. And Wash has done a great job with him. Vic's obviously done a great job of putting him in position to succeed. Howie, does a great job of getting him in here. And I think that, it shows you. I think it shows you and everybody like patience, right? Guys might not come in and just be, world beaters, even though they were ones in college. They might not be world beaters right away. It takes some time we've seen, Nolan grow into this player that was able, the things he was doing today that helped us win a playoff football game. So, I can't say enough about Nolan. I could go on all day about that. As an offense, we struggled a little bit as an offense. I don't think we had the game that we wanted to have on offense. But Jalen, I did a lot of good things. One thing that Jalen First of all, Jalen is a winner. He wins. I mean, no one can argue that, right? And the other thing is we know when we take care of the football, the things that happen when we take care of the football. And Jalen's on this pace of, the efficiency that he's played with this year and with his quarterback rating, with his yards per attempt and all those different things. To be able to do that while also taking care of football is huge. Again, do we want plays back that happened today? Yeah. But one thing I loved about what happened on the offense is that it wasn't going great, and this was the case for our entire team. Like, Q gives up a PI on third down, and then Q comes back and has a big third down stop on a 4-point play on 3rd and 9 from the 9. That's dog mentality. Jake misses an extra point, and then Jake puts the game away with 2 huge field goals after that. That's dog mentality. The offense isn't going the way we want it to go, but somehow, some way, when they cut the lead to 6, we find a way to put it back to 2 scores, and then I think it came back to another possession again, and we found a way to put it up. Actually, they're up 9, whatever it was, but we found a way to score again. That's just the ebbs and flows of a game. We're going to go back to work tomorrow, and no victory Monday for us. We could play Saturday too. We don't know, but no victory Monday for us. We're going to go back to work because we do have a lot of things to clean up.
There was some positive. Dallas's catch and run. What does that do for the team?
Yeah, we talk a lot about just physicality and our core values. Tough, detailed together. Well, toughness isn't just the physical plays. It's the mental toughness that I just talked about. It's the relentless effort that I talked about with John. And then it is the physical toughness. And on offense, right, you don't get those opportunities for those big hits sometimes that the defense that's able to get. Reed came out of the sky and made a couple big ones today. So you do it with your blocking. You have to do it with the way you run with the football in your hands. And nobody in this league is as violent and as physical as Dallas Goedert with the ball in his hands. I mean, did he have 2 or 3 stiff arms on that play? I mean, it really reminded me of the play that he made in the 2022 playoffs early in the game where he had a stiff arm or ran somebody over against the Giants. And really, you could see the spark it gave to the sideline. Well, it was the same thing here. And again, our toughness and our physicality were on display on that play. And Dallas is a physical player, and that was a big-time play. Jalen, I thought Jalen did a great job of getting to that play. Jalen got to that play and made an unbelievable play and an unbelievable check that, you're going to know about because I'm telling you about, but no, that's not going to be seen to to everybody that he was able to check out of a play and get to the right play and get a ball to Dallas where he could go out and make the play that he did.
That's the lowest point total the Packers have had all season. I guess what stood out about the way the defense played and the way that Vic called the game?
Physical. Vic's, I thought we were very physical. I think that we have some tackles that we missed that we're going to want back. But, all the things that – I will say this, it wasn't a perfect game for us, and it's not baseball. We ain't going to ever pitch a perfect game, right? It's not going to happen. That's the beauty of the sport. It's never going to be a perfect game. But, why did that happen, right? Why is it like that? Well, that is a great football team. Matt LaFleur is a phenomenal coach. His staff is phenomenal coach. You can just see it ooze off their tape of how good of coaches they are, and they got really good players. I can't tell you how much respect I have for that organization, for Coach LaFleur and the players on that field. So they forced things to happen, right? Josh Jacobs is a phenomenal football player. He forced things to happen at times. And so that's what happens in the playoffs. And so, again, it's going to be about how do you play the next play? How do you go on and move on from that? I don't know if I answered your question. I kind of just started babbling a little bit. But that's a great football team. And the reason it was hard and the reason it didn't look perfect, we have a lot to clean up, is one, it's never perfect, but that's a good football team.
Couple more, please.
Stiff arms, Devontae was wide open. What was the adjustment to get to that point?
Great call. Yeah, great call by Kellen. Phenomenal call by Kellen. Won't get too much into it. I don't want to give up too much information, but I thought it was a great call by Kellen, and we got on the perimeter. Jalen made a phenomenal throw. Smitty made a phenomenal play. I mean, how about Devontae Smith and the toughness? He may not have that stiff arm that Dallas had, but every time he's 175 pounds, and every time he's on the sideline, he finishes the play for extra yards. That Devontae Smith is so tough. And I find myself week in, week out just praising how tough he is as a football player. Again, when you have guys that are tough and love football, that makes a team special.
One more. Nick, you mentioned going back to work tomorrow, but there's a chance you don't know who you're going to play.
We got to clean up the stuff from this game. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, is that, I mean, especially if you play on a Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, obviously things could change if we play on a Saturday. We got to correct this tape. We have things that we have to get better from this tape. If we play on a Saturday, then their day off has to be tomorrow. We'll find a way to get the corrections to them and review that on a Tuesday. But if we play on Sunday, we're coming back to work. We're going to get our lift in. We're going to correct the things that we need to make as coaches. We made errors as coaches, and we made errors as players, and we're going to go back and get those fixed, because all that matters is the next game, and all that matters for that next game is that we get better from the things that happen in this game and repeat the stuff that we did well from this game.
All right, thanks.